What's up everyone? Mike here, Rusty Garage and Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. You guys have seen in previous videos that I like using these chain lockers to keep my sharp chains and dull chains in. Keeps them organized, keeps them separated. But the issue I found with these are they're too small. So Chainlocker, they do make a Pro Series. I went ahead and picked one of those up and we're going to look at it today. These only fit up to a 20-inch bar or 20-inch chain. And over the last year, I've gathered a lot of 24-inch chains and several 36-inch chains. So most of the time I'm keeping them hung on nails, hung up on the wall. I'd really like them to be in the chain locker like these are, just to help keep them more organized, and I can just grab it and take off whenever I'm going to cut wood. So let's compare these to the Pro Series. Okay, this is the Pro Series. It comes in two colors, high-vis yellow and orange, like this one. They didn't have the gray, so I thought, well, I'll be odd and have three different types of colors, but this is the Pro Series. I'll show you these. This is where I keep my dull chains. I do have one in here that I need to sharp, but that's it. These things will take a 6-inch chain all the way up to a 20-inch chain. And they do have a little extra room, not a lot. This one I keep a lot of my full ones in. I do have some bar clean out tools that I keep in here. I'm going to take a couple out just so I can have them in the Pro Series case. They're 2 inches thick. They can hold quite a few chains. This one could hold one more, and it's got 6 in it right now. So I could get 7 in this, maybe 8. 7 for sure. Let's check out what's so different on the Pro Series. Right here. So it is quite a bit larger, and you've got a lot more options, and you've got it where you can lay a chain out. If you've got a long one, lay it out and around, which we'll do that with a 36-inch here in a minute so you can see that. But on their website they do show that you can fit T-handles in here, as well as files. Your sharpening files will all fit in this thing. Let me grab a 24-inch real quick and we'll see how it fits. Okay, here's 24-inch. You can see compared on the 20s, they're just way too long. So on the 24, you can put this thing in all the way around. I believe that's going to fit just fine for us. Yep. One big loop around it. Or, like you're going to have to do with the 36s, you stick it on one side and wrap it around like so. You can store your chains that way. So let's go ahead, let's grab a 36-inch. That's the longest one I got, and I'm just curious to see how it fits or how we're going to have to fit it into this chain locker. Okay, here's my 36-inch Grandberg, my ripping chain. Let's see, I think it's going to have to be the same way as we did on that 24-inch that second time. Maybe. What are y'all using to store your chains? Okay, well, it fits just like that. That's a 36-inch chain, 114, 115 drive length. I don't remember right off the top of my head. But having these things balled up, thrown in the back of your side-by-side or truck or whatever, really makes it a challenge sometime to undo these. Now, I'm not sure exactly if it means anything, but each one of these has a number on it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A. That's B. This goes up to 9. Starts at 10 down here and goes to 17. What that means, I don't know. Maybe one of you all that have messed with these before probably have a little better idea than I do. Okay. So there's a 36-inch. Let me grab that 24 again. Okay. We got a 24-inch. Trying to think of the best way, if you've got multiple different size chains, the best way to put these in to organize them. So the 24 is overlapped on the 36. So if you need to get to your 36, you'd have to unstack it. I don't know, it may be, if you don't have a lot of chains, probably no big deal. If you do, then it may be worth, before you go to the woods, just take the chains out that you don't need, set them on the table, and take the chains with you that you do need. The Pro Series will go just like the original or the 20-inch chain locker, it will go down to very small size chain. 6-inch chain, that's going to be no problem. So here's a 20-inch. 20-inch fits great, just like that. So actually, knowing that, it would actually be cheaper to buy one Pro Series instead of two different 20-inch ones, just because you can put your sharp chains on one side and your dull chains on the other in the same box. So, okay, that's good to know. 20-inch fits on there just fine. Let's grab another chain. Okay, here we've got a 12-inch Low Pro 3/8 chain. That's gonna fit just like so. That fits just fine. I'm curious why some of these are bigger than others, unless that's just to give you options. I know some people, if they get a chain that is too loose, they'll take a link out of it, or some people need to add a link to their chain. So I guess the variations in sizes just give you more options of what you can do. So that's about the tightest I found that'll work for there. So we've got a 36-inch chain, a 20-inch chain, a 24, and a 12 all in this, and it's not even half full. Okay, I do have a 28 on my 041, so grabbed it also. Here's another 24. Where did I put that one a minute ago? It doesn't even matter. There's that one. Here's this longer one. Let's put it back about where the 36 was, even though it won't go as far. That's handy, being able to just pick your chains up out of there. Everything's in order, not tangled. If you give me a couple minutes, then I'll tangle it all up. This one, this is actually an 18-inch. It is a shorter one. That one will fit. They're good. 20. Just trying to lay these in here to get the most room out of it. We're getting quite a few chains stuck in this thing. Go ahead and get the rest of them. There's two more. I'll throw the prices up on screen of what these cost and what this cost, but from what I'm remembering, one of these is going to be cheaper than two of the others. So knowing that, I probably would have bought the Pro Series to begin with and just separated my 20-inch chains on it. Okay, that fits just fine. Another 20-inch right there. And there's another 20 right there. Now it's starting to get full. Okay, I just got this one out. This one goes on my little DeWalt pole saw, I think. Okay, got another small one in here. That'll fit just like that, just fine. I bet when this thing's full, it's got some weight to it. It does, not awful, but there's a lot of chains in this, and everything's organized. Now granted, I put one 36-inch chain in here, and it's on the very bottom, so if that's what we needed, we'd be unstacking a lot of chains. But not everyone has as many varieties of chains that I do. And this 20, that one is the dull one, so I'll just set it back here for now. So 1, 2, here's 3, 4, 5. They do come out nice and easy. 6, that's 18. This is another long one. Short one. Okay. I'm actually just going to lay all these out. Well, it's empty now, and you can see all the chains that we had in this. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 chains, and we still could have fit a few more smaller ones in there. That's not too bad. That's quite a few chains you can put in this, but I like that idea of keeping your dirty ones on one side and your clean ones on the other. Same way I do with my 20-inch ones. So, yeah. Okay, and actually, I'm gonna go ahead and toss all these back in here just because I was wanting to see if we could fit any tools in here while we had this. So I kind of do it like I did before. 36-inch. I got them all on the bench, and they're gonna get knotted up on me. That's okay, we'll get it figured out. This is what happens when you got your chains just loosey-goosey everywhere. Should have just left them in the chain locker, huh? This is one enormous mess. Perfect. Okay, we got that. Let's throw a couple of these longer ones in here. Them stacked on. Some 24s, 20s. Oh, that's at 18. Ain't gonna fit there. A couple of these 12-inchers. Okay, we got one more 20. Okay, let me grab a couple T-handles. I've got my handle to a file. See if that fits. I don't know if it will. My handles are just wood. That's all it is, and they're a little bit thicker than a lot of the ones you buy. And my Husky T-handle and my regular T-handle. Let's just see if this stuff will fit. Nope. That's a little thick. Yeah, it's sealed up just fine. Okay, so you guys seen we got 13 chains in here and 2 scrunches. Imagine if I didn't have my big old wooden handle on my file, everything would fit just fine. But it's okay. I don't use these sharpened chains. It's got another purpose. All right, so what do y'all think? I mean, you can fit quite a few chain loops in this. Depending on the size of your loop, it's probably depending a lot on how many you can fit. But I mean, I've got 13 in here. These are just the ones I had quick at hand floating around. I've still got a couple that have the bar still on them hanging up on the wall, and I don't want to mess with those right now. I think it's a good option for people versus tossing your chains in a pile somewhere, because you've seen just those 20-inch ones I pulled out, how much of a mess those are in just for me trying to grab them out of there. I like it. Again, I paid for this myself. I liked the 20-inch ones, but I've been using a lot more longer loops, so I figure as much as I like the ones for the 20s, I would go ahead and just get a bigger one for my bigger chains. And while we're here, so I don't get into the same mess I just got into, let's put 18 in, and then we'll start putting these 20s in here, just so I don't make a huge mess. And it's okay. I'll have to go back through that later, because I've got one of those was dull in there. It's okay, I'll find it. The ripping chain, I'm leaving it hooked up on the... Well, you'd think I would grab those things out of there where they wouldn't do this, but here we are. There we go. The ripping chain, I'm going to leave it hung up on the wall because it is a special one, and I don't want to accidentally grab this one and start putting the wrong angle on it. So, what do y'all think? These worth the money? I want to say these ones, these Pro Series, are mid-60s, I think, for this box. I want to say these ones, again, you guys probably already know because I probably already threw it up on screen, but I want to say these were in the $40 range. I could be wrong, but I do think these chain lock, I know these chain lockers do. I think this big one is just going to help stay organized out in the woods. And if you keep your chains with this thing's going to stick out like a a sore thumb basically out in the timber because it is bright. Anyways, everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment. Let me know if you use something like this, or if you've got your own method, or if you just nail on the wall and just hang them up. Let me know. I'm curious. But I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you taking time to watch the video. We'll see you guys in the next one.